You ever went into a TV show and thought this is going to be garbage? That was me for Dexter Original Sin. I thought that it was going to be absolutely terrible, but it ended up being actually pretty great. I am shocked. Dexter Original Sin is created by Clyde Phillips and stars Patrick Gibson, Christian Slater, Molly Brown, and Christina Milian. The series follows the origins of Dexter Morgan, who is just starting out as an intern in the Miami Metro Police Department and also moonlights as a serial killer who hunts other serial killers, thanks to the code that his father Harry taught him. Like I said in the intro, I was very hesitant to start watching Dexter Original Sin. I'm a fan of the Dexter Original series, mostly like seasons 1 to 5. I think like they're the best season and they should have stopped way earlier than they did. But they sort of resurrected the show already with New Blood, which is like season 9 of the series, and we're getting a Dexter Resurrection sometime this summer. I think it's the same year that we got Original Sin. And if Dexter Resurrection is like the same quality as Dexter Original Sin, then I am all in, because Dexter Original Sin was just a ton of fun. It sort of brought back Dexter just to its early days, and I think that having Clyde Phillips in like the creator's chair is just a great win. He understands the character, he knows the character of Dexter, and I think that it really worked having him back in Miami, in the Miami Metro Police Department, along with all the familiar faces that we have come to love from the original series. They're played here by younger actors, but all the younger actors are just terrific in these roles that we know so well. I love the actors in this show, and I think that they're the reason why this show was really successful for me, is that these actors really portray a younger version of the characters we loved so well. And it's just like back to basics. If you're like a Dexter fan, I think that you will really enjoy this, because it's just like more of what you love, and it's done really well. Patrick Gibson is the perfect guy to portray a young Dexter Morgan. I thought that he was absolutely fantastic this season, and I wasn't really sold on Gibson like when we first saw the images or when I first saw the trailer. I wasn't really sold on him. I thought that he looked okay, but when I started watching the show, that he actually like grew on me, and I just loved the way he acted as Dexter, and I loved his mannerisms, and he just had great chemistry with his sister Deborah, who is portrayed by Molly Brown. Molly Brown is this show, I think, is fantastic. She portrays Deborah super well. She just embodies the character, and she swears a lot. She also gets on my nerves a lot, but I thought that she was terrific as Deb. She was really great, and I love the two of them together, Dexter and Deborah, back on screen, because like Deborah actually, like, spoilers, died in the original series run. She's in Dexter New Blood, but it's like Dexter's vision, but here she's actually alive, and I think that it helps the show because Deborah is like an integral character to Dexter. She is so important to him, and I think she's important to us, the viewers, as well. Harry Morgan here is played by Christian Slater, and I enjoyed Christian Slater in the role. I just didn't think that he was as good as James Remar, unfortunately. You get used to him as the series goes along. I thought that James Remar was just perfect for Harry, and they wanted maybe to make Harry a little less perfect than he was in the original series, because in the original series he feels like a really loving father, and it feels like he doesn't have any flaws. But no, Harry isn't really a perfect man, not at all, if you've seen this show. And I thought that Christian Slater does play him pretty well, but he just never screamed Harry at me. Maybe it's just the looks. He just doesn't look like James Remar at all. But I thought that he was good in the role, and there's a big chunk of the first season that's dedicated to him. Like there's flashbacks here, and they're centered on Harry when he was working on a case with an informant. I'm not going to spoil it too much because it's sort of a spoiler, but it connects to season 1. And I like the flashbacks. I thought that they were well done. Besides like the terrible coloring that they use, the cinematography of the flashbacks is really awful. The color grading was really a terrible choice for these flashbacks. I really don't like it. But other than that, like the series is really well filmed. It's just like these flashbacks, they just look ugly. Like I said, the rest of the cast look extremely like their older selves. Like they are really well casted. Whoever did the casting here, like, is just one of the reasons why this show worked. Christina Milian is really great as LaGuerta. She, I thought, nailed the character. I thought she was the best one out of them. All of the younger, like, police officers, she was terrific. James Martinez, I thought, was really great as Angel Batista. Batista is actually my favorite cop in Dexter. I thought that he was great here, and he really just gives me a good feeling inside. Angel is such a good person that you just instantly like him. And of course, good old Mizuka is in here. Mizuka, I thought that the actor was perfect, and he's still inappropriate and hilarious as ever. Like, I love the character of Mizuka in the original series, and I thought that he was great here. We also learned a bit more about Brian's past, Dexter's brother, who turns out to be a serial killer in Dexter season 1. And I like the way that they did it, sort of. I thought that they did it well, but they sort of overdid it near the end of the season. I could have done like a little bit of Brian Moser here, but not as much as they actually did in the show. I thought it ruined the mystery a little bit. Like his mystique, I thought it was a bit ruined. But it didn't take me out of the series at all. It's just a minor annoyance, and I like the actor who plays Dexter's brother here as well. I thought he did a great job, and he was really like pretty menacing. This is really a brutal show. Like, it doesn't shy away from the violence at all, kind of like the original series. Like, the original series was pretty violent, and it's kind of a hard watch for some. Like, I'm a fan of this type of series. I'm a fan of like these type of mystery shows, and I thought that Original Sin had a great mystery wrapped around it as well. Like, it keeps you guessing until there's like this sort of reveal that you really don't see coming, and I thought that it was done super well. I was really just satisfied, minus a few like maybe inconsistencies for Dexter, the original series. There are some stuff that don't quite line up. I'm going to talk about them at the end of this video in the spoiler section, but overall, I think that this show is just really well put together, and it's just really well written. I was surprised, and I was entertained throughout this season. I thought it was engaging, and I was glad to be back in this world. I was really happy with Dexter Original Sin Season 1, and I am hoping that we're getting Season 2 now, because Season 1 was so great, and I just love the characters. I love Patrick Gibson as Dexter Morgan, and I'm looking forward to Dexter Resurrection, even though like I hate the title Resurrection. It's really stupid. But I'm looking forward to that this summer. I enjoyed this season a lot. I'd give this season a B+. I am really surprised. I thought it was gonna suck, but it doesn't. It's really a great show, and I would really recommend it. Even if you don't have Paramount Plus, it's worth like subscribing for like a month and binging the series and just watching it all. You don't have to keep Paramount Plus after that. So yeah, I definitely recommend Dexter Original Sin. And here is like my spoiler section. I wanted to talk a little bit about like the spoilers in this season. I don't have much, but like it didn't make sense for Legorta to know about like Brian Mosers, like yet she didn't know about him in the original series, so I don't understand why they had her learn his name here. Like she finds out his name through a file because of Harry, and I thought like Harry did a little too much digging into Brian's past, and we see Brian like too much in this show. It would have been fine if you ended his storyline with Dexter, and when they're at Harry's place and like he tries to actually like murder the kid. Like I think it would have been fine to end his story there when like the social worker takes him away in the car and they drive off and you never see him again until like Dexter season 1. I think that would have been perfect, but like you just see him a little too much this season in my opinion. Like I guess they wanted to really connect both storylines, but I would have preferred to have kept him in the dark a little bit. And I want to talk about the big twist, like Captain Mercer, he kidnapped his own child. And I like the twist, it's just that I thought that the writing for Captain Mercer was a bit weak. Like, you don't really get a lot of motivation for him, like, being a psychopath. Nobody in their right mind would actually, like, try to murder their child just to get revenge on an ex. It doesn't really make sense. I think it's weak writing, to be quite honest with you. But it didn't ruin the enjoyment of the season overall. And I thought that the twist was pretty neat. And when it was revealed for him to be like the kidnapper, like I did not see it coming at all. But yeah, I enjoyed seeing Dexter like slowly coming into the Dexter we know. Him actually like working in the police department near the end. He is now like full on tapped into his dark passenger, and I can't wait for like season 2. And also like Deborah sometimes like got on my nerves. Like I didn't love the character of Sophia that much, and like it's teenager like bullshit that I don't really like in shows. But she didn't have like much to do. She's not a cop, she's just a normal person, so you kind of have to, I don't know, you kind of have to do something with her. I didn't love what they did with Deborah this season, but I loved the actress that played her, so at least that. So those are my thoughts on Original Sin. Please let me know what you think about the show down in the comments below. Please like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time.